My name is Tracy Littlejohn, and I'm a member of the Ho-Chunk Nation, and I'm here to read a story for you today. The story we're going to read is called Less Than Half, More Than Whole, and it is written by Kathleen and Michael LaCappa, and illustrations by Michael LaCappa. Listen. The wind blowing across the lake carried the sounds of reeds bending, water lapping, stones skipping, boys laughing. "Hey guys, I found a great stone," said Tony, letting the flat rock spin out of his fingers. It skipped and bounced across the lake. "Let me try," said Scott. The three friends laughed and yelled as each stone went flying. Suddenly, the boys eyed the perfect stone lying in the shallow water. Three hands reached toward it at once. "Wait!" Tony yelled. He stared into the lake. "Look, guys! I can see our faces." Each boy peered at the face reflecting back at him off the water. As the lake grew still, the boys saw the color of their hair, eyes, and skin. Scott's hair was yellow, and his eyes were the color of the sky. Will's skin was brown, and his hair black as night. Tony saw that he wasn't as dark as Will or as light as Scott. Will and Scott noticed this too. "You're not like me," Will said. "I'm all Indian. I think you're only half, or less than half." A mother's voice broke through the sound of wind in the reeds and lapping water. "Time to come home." The boys left, each going in his own direction. Less than half. Less than half. The words ran through Tony's mind. "What does that mean?" he had said aloud. But he heard nothing. Even the wind was quiet now. He felt the ground rising under his feet and found that he was wandering toward Grandma Doris's house. Grandma Doris sat working in her garden. Bees and butterflies bobbed around her head. "Well, hello there, Tony," she said as he knelt down next to her on the cool brown dirt. Her garden smelled like sun and rain and growing things. In a sad voice, Tony said, "Hi, Grandma." Grandma Doris stopped working and asked, "What's wrong?" "Grandma, I don't look like Scott or Will, and Will says I'm less than half." "What does that mean, less than half?" Grandma Doris picked a purple flower and gave it to him. "Hold this very still," she said. Without a sound, a butterfly landed lightly on the flower in Tony's hand. Grandma Doris whispered, "This butterfly is special, just like you. See the pattern on its wings and all the colors? The colors make it different and beautiful." The breeze lifted the butterfly high into the sky. Tony watched it until he could no longer see it. "You'd better run on home," Grandma Doris said. "Your father will be looking for you soon." Tony left the garden and walked toward his house, thinking about the butterfly and what his grandmother had said. But he didn't have his answer. What was less than half? Dusty feet, panting breath, a loud slam of the door. Tony was home and ready to ask his question again. His brother and sister sat in the living room. Rochelle looked up from tying her tennis shoes and called out, "Tony's home." Daniel turned and asked, "Where have you been?" I was down at the water skipping stones, Tony said. What does it mean when someone says you're half or less than half? He watched as his brother and sister looked at each other. They knew what he meant because they had asked this question when they were young. It means you're not all one race, his sister said. We're part Indian and part Anglo. Then she added under her breath, sometimes you wonder where you belong. Ah, don't worry about it, said Daniel. You can't change who you are. Come on, Rochelle, let's go shoot some hoops. Tony was left feeling more confused than ever. Sometimes a brother and sister are no help, he said to himself. His mother called from the hallway. Get washed up, Tony. We're going to Saya and Tata's house for supper. Saya and Tata were Tony's grandmother and grandfather who lived on the reservation. He loved going to their house. Saya, Tata, and all his cousins would be there. His uncle with the horses would be there too. As soon as the car came to a stop, Tony jumped out and headed down the canyon toward the horse corral where his uncle was feeding the horses. Swishing tails, stomping hooves, rising dust. The noises the horses made sounded strange as they echoed off the canyon walls. Hey, Tony, good to see you, said his uncle. Come, help me feed the horses. Tony and his uncle worked side by side, throwing hay into the corral. Uncle, said Tony, which horse do you like best? Tony's uncle stopped and leaned against the corral. He was quiet for a long time. Finally, he pointed to a horse in the corner. I like the one over there, he said. It's strong and proud and has a lot of good markings. Without its different colors, it would not seem so special. He turned to Tony with a smile in his eyes. It reminds me of you. Tony looked at the horse and thought about his uncle's words. Saya's voice came floating down the canyon. Time to eat. Saya always had good food. Chili bread, hominy stew, and fry bread covered the table. Chewing, chatting, laughter, warm smiles filled the air. Tony sat and ate his food quietly, watching the faces around the table. When he'd eaten the last of his fry bread, he was stuffed. My stomach is too full, he said. Can I go lay down? Tata said, Go ahead, lay on my bed. I'll check on you soon. The bedroom was filled with many things. Bows and baskets, pottery and corn, pictures hanging from every wall. An old mirror rested on Tata's dresser. Tony stared into it. Less than half. Why am I less than half? He said to his reflection. A voice from behind him said, I like what I see, don't you? Tata, I don't look like everyone else. My hair's not black. My eyes are not the color of the sky. Will said that I am less than half. This is true. You're not like anyone else. Tata sat down on the bed next to Tony and looked at him in the mirror. Your mother's skin is light and your father's skin is dark. He pointed to the photographs around the mirror. Round faces, long faces, some old, some young, short people, fat people, people who could touch the sky, and dark skin, light skin, and some just in between. Tony's picture was there too. Tata said, "These are the faces of our family. None are alike, but each is special, and they're all a part of you." Tony listened carefully. Tata pointed to a bundle of corn hanging on the wall. "Do you see this corn? It's a gift from the Creator. He gave it to our people so we could survive in this land." He did not give this gift only in one color, but in many colors. I keep this bundle here so I will remember the gift the Creator has given me, my family of many colors. Zata untied one ear of corn from the bundle. Its colors were red, purple, and blue with white speckles. "This corn is like you," Tony's grandfather said. "It is one of great beauty because of its many colors. And just as the corn with its many colors is a gift to the people, so you are a gift from the Creator. Some will see only the blue in this ear of corn, and others will see only the red. But I do not see anything less than a whole ear of corn and all that it means to our people. You are not half a person because of your color, my son. You are a whole, beautiful person." Tony looked into his grandfather's eyes in the mirror, framed by all the different sizes, shapes, and colors of his family. Finally, he understood. He was not less than half. He, like the corn, was more than whole. So that's the end of the story. But we've got some notes at the end of it. One is Saya's house. In many Native American societies, the women own the property and home. The home is referred to as grandmother's house. The number 4. Tony goes to 4 different locations to find the answer to his question. 4 is an important number in many Native cultures. It symbolizes the 4 seasons, the 4 directions, and perfection. When anything of spiritual significance is undertaken, it is performed in increments of 4. Corn. According to Hopi legend, corn was the first gift given to them from the Creator. It symbolizes life and because of its many colors, represents all races. Grandfather or elder. Many Native people view their elders as keepers of wisdom, culture, and history. Elders were given great respect. And it also has a lot of different designs of the Hopi people. This is a tribe of people that live in the southwest of the United States. They have a lot of culture. They are one of the tribes that many people are familiar with when you get older. They're not like the Ho-Chunk or the Ojibwe or Dakota that are up here, but they're also just as strong and proud as we are. I was very happy to share this story with you. It's one of my favorite because it really does show that everyone is perfect as they are because that's the way that the Creator made us. Thanks for listening to my story. Have a good day.